I always leave my mixing stick and my little bit of epoxy right there, and I can tell when I can touch that and I can tell how hard that is. I know how hard that is. So I'm going to give this about 30 minutes, come back and peel that extra off of there and pop it off there and see how it works. I'll let that sit right there and think about it. You can take a piece of wood, cut it to kind of a sharp point, like the end of a steak knife, kind of like that, and you can grind a little bit of an edge on it with a sander and just slice it right off there. It doesn't hurt your metal, it doesn't hurt your wood, and it'll just peel it right off. And if you do this while it's a little tiny bit still kind of jelly-like, works pretty good. My timing's a little off on this. I'm a little too early. Could be because it's a little cool in here today. I like it to be a little more stiff than that when I cut it off, but it'll work. Now when that dries a little bit more, I'll pull my screws out and I'll put pressure on the front end of this thing and kind of jar it a little bit and tap it. But it needs to set up a little more. When it's sticky and you try to take it off, it's like marshmallow cream. It sticks to everything. I've taken my screws out of the bottom of this thing, and I'm going to try to jar this loose. I've cut me a stick with a slot that'll fit over this barrel, and I'm going to tap on this. I guess I better hold on to it and keep it from falling in the floor. Now, I'll probably put a little scar on the top edge of that. I'll have to sand that out, which that's okay. I can do that. There it went. Right there. Now, where this got epoxy on the top of it here, I'm going to let this thing dry really well. And I'm going to take some lacquer thinner and clean any epoxy residue and the wax I put on this barrel. I'm going to clean up this metal, which has residue on it, and then let that thing sit there and dry for another, I don't know, couple hours or so, and then I can sand those areas. If I try to sand it now, it's so gummy, it'll just gum up the paper. I think my 600 papers turned into about 1,000. I really like this paper. It's made by Festool, and it's got a sponge back on it, and that's the brand name, Festool. It's real cheap. You can buy it at 400 and 600. Get it down at Woodcraft Chattanooga, Woodcraft store in Chattanooga, but Woodcraft is a national chain. It works really well, and that soft backing helps to bridge across little bumps and smooth out things very nicely. I'm going to wipe this down with with a tack rag with some mineral spirits on it, blow the dust off of it, and put the third coat on.